Hello everyone, this is Suzanne Hart and I trust you're having a fantastic day or evening depending on when you're watching this video. Today I want to talk to you about leaders. And as I was sitting in gratitude this morning, I was present to all the people that had touched my lives, all the leaders that had inspired me and impacted me. You know, Jerry Clark says we stand on the shoulders of giants. He has that CD series. And I know that I have had people whose shoulders I stand on, who I've learned from, who have modeled for me, who have inspired me. And one of the questions I was asking myself was, what was it about them that had me want to take action, that had me want to model, that had me have a belief that I could be, do, and have more? And all of them had some common traits. And they may express it in subtly different ways, but if you really looked, each and every one of these people that inspired me had these very clear traits. So one was they were all visionaries. They all had large visions that were big, and I mean in that they were stretching themselves, and the vision that they casted for themselves was way beyond what they were comfortable, but they were willing to learn what was necessary to get to fulfill on that vision. They also had a clear purpose. And so the reason that was driving that vision was crystal clear for them. And one of the things that was really interesting was all of them seemed to have a heart of service, and they wanted to contribute to their families, their communities, charities, all those things. So they were driven by contribution, they were driven by service, they were driven by blessing other people and blessing the world, right? So those were the first two. The second thing I really noticed about them was that they all had a positive self-image. Now, we hear about positive self-image all the time, but what I really realized was each of them had a belief in themselves. They believed that within them was the strength, the talents, and they could learn and master the skills necessary to get where they were. So many of them didn't start off knowing exactly how they were going to do what they wanted to do, but they believed in themselves and they knew they were the person for the job. That is so cool. So that was one of the things that really just like, how do you know? And as I began to trust and follow them, I realized you just know, and that your actions and your experience build that self-image. So all of them have this beautiful, positive self-image. The other thing I realized is they were all intentional. And these are people that are truly live their life on purpose. They set a goal, they set a target, and they line up their actions to achieve those goals. And in many ways, these are people with the blinkers on, right? They are focused on where they're going and they do not get derailed or distracted. That is such a beautiful skill, and many of them have taught this person right here how to remain focused, and how to remain focused particularly when life comes down your street and things begin to happen. The other thing I noticed was that they were committed, and this is the commitment and focus all kind of go together. And all the people that I admire, what I noticed about them was that their commitment was such that it didn't matter what happened. They were going to pursue their vision, their goal, until achieved. Not until tired, not until fearful, not until I don't know how, until achieved. That means they were going to ride the challenges, they were going to learn, grow, expand. They were going to become who they were required to be in order to achieve and fulfill on their goal, their purpose, and their vision. So these people were 100% committed. They were also persistent. And what was really neat was all of them knew that their ability to be committed lived in their ability to be persistent. And persistence was that they were willing to overcome challenges. When life knocked them down, they were willing to get back up, often picking up a lesson on the way up. And it didn't matter what came down the road. It didn't matter what they didn't know. It didn't matter what their fears were. They were persistent. It didn't matter how many times something didn't work or they failed. They did not see failure as how society sees failure. They saw it as, I learned a lesson, let me pick up that lesson and keep moving. So that was one of the things that really inspired me. I wrote these down, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing, because I want to give it all to you, so I'm hoping this will serve you. The other thing I noticed was that they managed their emotions. Now, Jim Rohn has this saying that it says, don't let your highs get too high, don't let your lows get too low, because life happens in the middle. These are all people that truly, truly understand this. They are able to manage their energy. And I often say they snap their fingers and they're on when they need to be on. They've got that smile, they've got that energy. And you may not know what's going on in the background because these are professionals. They are leaders. They understand that they can perform when necessary and get support when necessary from the right places and during the right times. And that's a wonderful skill. And every person that I truly admire has either become that, and I've watched them, or they've been that since I've known them. So pretty cool. The other thing was they were enthusiastic. Now, enthusiasm is not always rah, rah, and loud, loud. What I mean by this was that when you're in their space, when you are around them, they are infectious. Their energy, their attitude, their way of being inspires you. When you're with them, you actually believe you can be more, you can do more, you can have more. They have that way of being that is enthusiastic, and you just want to be in their energy because you begin to vibrate at a higher level when you're with them. And I am so blessed to have the opportunity to spend time with these people, and so that's who you want to surround yourself with, right? Leaders who are like that. And then the other thing I realized was they all understood the value of time. And I can't say how important this is and what a gift to learn, because we all have 24 hours in the day, but it's how you master you in those 24 hours that really makes a difference. Every leader that I know that I really, really admire, they get more done in the morning than most people get done all day. They have a mastery, and they understand that time is one of those commodities, one of those resources that we don't get back. Once it's ticked by, it's gone. So they are very effective with their time. They manage their time, they respect their time, and they teach other people to respect their time. So that was one of the things. And the final thing that really struck me about every single person that has really totally impacted me is they have a level of personal integrity. Now, everybody talks about integrity, but personal integrity is an interesting thing because they do what they say they're going to do, even when no one's watching, and it's more for themselves than anything else. And I think these are individuals that understand that their confidence and their belief and their self-esteem and their ability to fulfill their dreams lives in their own personal integrity. It is when they do what they say they're going to do and they fulfill in it that they become more confident, they become more certain, they become more inspired and more empowered. They actually inspire themselves to do more. So they walk with a level of integrity that is striking. And integrity to me is something that it's not common in society. So when people have it, you admire them. They rise to the top. So I wanted to give this to you because, these are things that I've picked up along the way, and just by watching amazing people, just by watching those people who have blessed me, come into my life for a season and some for a very long time, and they've left me a better person by who they're being. And it's really interesting because a lot of them, it wasn't so much what they said, it was how they were when they were with me. It was their way of being. So, who is impacting your life? And this is the reason I'm doing this video. Who is impacting your life? And do they have qualities that inspire you? Do they have qualities that have you want to be more? Are they infectious in such a way that when you're around them, your enthusiasm goes up, your belief in yourself goes up, and you walk away thinking, you know what, I could take on the world right now. Who are those people? If you can identify them, spend more time with them, and also thank them. Thank them for contributing to your life. I'm going to do a series where I'm going to thank a few people that have impacted me, and I'll tell you why and what it was about them. So stay tuned. Everyone, thank you so much, and I will talk to you next week. Take care.